Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Will on Safety. Today's topic, I'm going to cover the top 10 tips on safety. So, without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Tip number 1 then, set your own standards. What I mean by that is don't be influenced by others around you. They may well have negative standards. You don't want to be influenced by those. Number 2, operate equipment only if you're qualified to do so. It goes without saying we shouldn't be touching kit and equipment, forklift trucks, powered pallet trucks, etc. if we're not trained. The whole purpose of training is to build competence in that piece of equipment. So please, if you take anything from these top 10 tips, please don't interfere with equipment you're not qualified or trained in. So only operate equipment, only if you're trained, only if you're competent to do so. Number 3, respect machinery. We all see on the health and safety news, we all see on the news that people get injured and sometimes killed because they're not respecting machinery, because they might interfere with interlocks, they might interfere with guarding. If you're doing that, you're taking away a safety critical device. What that means is that machine or piece of equipment isn't as safe as it should be and as it's designed to be. It's going to allow people to put digits, hands, fingers, etc. into working parts of machines, and that's going to lead to some very nasty accidents. If you do not respect machinery, if you do interfere with machinery, worst case scenario is it's going to result in a fatality, and it won't be you having a very bad day, it'll be your family, your loved ones that are now without you because you couldn't respect the machinery and couldn't respect the rules. So please respect machinery. Make sure you check it as well, make sure interlocks, guarding, etc. is in place and working. Number 4 then, use your own initiative for safety protection. So use of PPE is a big one. Obviously, companies and businesses provide PPE for you as the end user to use. What should happen though is you should be aware and you should be trained in how to use it. If you're unsure on how to utilize some foam ear protection or what types of gloves you should be using, then make sure you educate yourself in the process and make sure you're fully aware of how to correctly install them into your ears and the sort of correct grade of gloves for the task you're required to do. Obviously, there may be processes you're required to do that might not require gloves. However, you might be hypersensitive to things like contact dermatitis, so it might benefit you to protect your hands. If there's no safety implications on wearing those gloves, speak to your safety representative and discuss some of the options you can better protect yourself above that which your sort of risk assessment is calling for. So use your own judgment when it comes to safety protection. Ask questions. This is a massive one. People often feel embarrassed about asking questions. Never ever feel embarrassed to ask any question. There is no such thing as a stupid question, because if there is, I have asked all of them. If I'm thinking about asking a question that I believe to be a bit silly, you can bet your bottom dollar that somebody else will be thinking about asking the same question. So just ask it. You're not only helping yourself, you're probably helping a number of your colleagues around you as well. Next on the list, use care and caution when lifting. Okay, so manual handling and lifting kit and equipment is really the number one cause of injuries, workplace injuries, at least here in the UK, and I'd probably be bold enough to say sort of globally as well. the amount of strained backs, twisted ankles, pulled muscles I hear about because manual handling's been conducted in the incorrect manner. Okay, most muscles and spinal injuries are from overstrain, so know your limits and don't attempt to exceed those limits. Okay, next up, what have we got? Practice good housekeeping. Oh my word, housekeeping is a massive subject. I can go to any business around the world and there will be issues with housekeeping, be that storage of finished goods, storage of raw materials, storage of chemicals, flammables, combustibles, whatever it might be. Housekeeping is a huge issue for many companies. What we need you to try and do is just keep on top of housekeeping. If you get to work and you find that walkways, etc., have stored materials on them, move them so they're off walkways, so they're not blocking fire exits, so they're not in front of things like electrical cabinets. We haven't got stored goods in transformer rooms or IT server rooms. Good housekeeping is really one of the key features of good health and safety. If we've got clear places to store kit, equipment, goods, that's really going to make life a lot easier for the workforce. So please make sure there is a place for everything. A lot of companies use a just-in-time method for storage of things like raw materials. So what that means is they only have enough raw materials on the site to cover a process, and as those are being utilised, some more are brought in. But there's many ways you can deal with housekeeping, but the key thing is make sure everything has a place. Forklifts are parked in the correct place. Kit, equipment, raw materials are stored in a correct place, not just all over the site. Chemicals are stored correctly. It makes the site a lot tidier, it reduces spills, and it reduces workplace accidents as well. Practice good housekeeping. Next up is wear proper and sensible work clothes. Some companies will issue a uniform, and that will be in line with what the company policies are, so it won't be loose fitting and things like that. But other companies, if you're for example an office-based company or a pretty low risk company, maybe a manufacturing company, but you haven't got a lot of things like bandsaws, circular saws, all that type of stuff, you might be able to wear your own clothing. Just bear in mind you are at the workplace. Okay, so make sure it's not loose fitting. Why do I say that? Because loose fitting clothes can get entangled in machinery. That then is going to pull you into the machinery, and that's going to ruin your day. The same with hair. If you do have long hair, boys, girls, you can both have long hair. If you have got long hair, make sure it's tied back for the same reasons, really. If your long hair gets caught into kit and equipment and machinery and rotating parts, again, that's going to ruin not only your day, but it'll ruin your look for the weekend. Okay. Jewellery. So there shouldn't be jewellery worn at work. So things like necklaces, again, can be entanglement hazards, but things like wedding rings, wedding bands, engagement rings, all that type of thing, it can pose a problem. If, for example, you're working on a machine, say a drill or something like that, and your ring gets caught, that could lead to a potential degloving. For those of you that don't know what degloving is, it's where, say, your ring gets caught on an area, the machine then pulls on the ring and it will take all the skin off your finger, normally down to the bone. And again, that's no good in terms of your overall look when you're out partying at the weekend. So please wear proper and sensible work clothes. Same as footwear. Most companies will require you to wear sort of steel toe cap boots and that type of thing. But again, if you work in an office environment, that might not be the case. But do wear sensible, work wear. High heels and things aren't mega conducive with, keeping good grip on, say, a slippery floor or some stairs. So just think about what you're wearing for work and wear appropriate equipment. Practice good personal cleanliness. This is in the top 10 because, a lot of us, we might be working, especially in manufacturing and sort of industrial environments. Your hands and things may well get dirty, covered in oils, greases, etc., etc. If you're not washing your hands on a regular basis, making them clean again, what you are doing is you're touching your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your hair, your skin with those oily fingers or greasy fingers. Again, if you are a bit hypersensitive to things like contact dermatitis, that can come to fruition. If your hands are just caked in things like oils, greases, etc., lube oils, that type of thing, for extended periods, the likelihood of contact dermatitis will also increase. Also, touching your eyes and your nose and everything else, like we do it every day. I've just done it then, I had an itchy nose. So, it can lead to things like eye infections, other infections. Maybe you've got a cut on your face from shaving. Those cuts can get infected. So please, please, please practice good personal cleanliness. And finally, be positive and be a positive part of, one, the sort of the work team, and two, the safety team. Okay, try and adopt yourself a don't walk by attitude. If you see something's wrong, sort it. If you walk past a desk and there's wires everywhere and it's a massive trip hazard, try and rectify the issue. If somebody's used a hose for washing something down and not put it away and it's a bit of a snake's wedding coiled on the floor, coil it up, put it back where it needs to go. If housekeeping's poor and walkways or fire exits are blocked or firefighting equipment's blocked, just rectify it. And then just let the team leader, the supervisor know, it was a bit of an issue, you've sorted it out now, but just so they're aware that this is happening, they can keep an eye on it. But I hope you found that top 10 tips on safety helpful. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you use any of those safety tips whilst you're at work. Let me know if you intend to take some of those top 10 tips and put them into the workplace. If you are enjoying these videos, if you're enjoying Will on Safety, please like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. That will let you know if I upload any other videos. I'm attempting to upload at least twice a week. So one at some point in the week and one on a Tuesday, which will cover Toolbox Talk Tuesdays. But I hope you found this video informative. I hope you're enjoying the videos. If you want to discuss any subject on safety, leave me a comment below. I'll do a video on it for you. If you've got any questions, please, again, comment below. I will answer any questions to the best of my ability, as long as I have the information to hand. And for now, I hope you have a great rest of the day. And remember, folks, safe by choice, not by chance. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.